Well, Eazy, let me ask you this. How the hell do you think a scam works? You want to get the biggest battle where people odds are going to be, or they're going to be spending money all month. It's Cassidy.
Once you're on one level, you go to the next level, to the next. You don't stop.
Man, nobody bought it for John. Everybody wanted to see Cassidy, bro, back outside.
Yeah,
bro.
okay, let me
be honest.
Let me ask this about John and Cassidy. When he did show up to the pre-recorded battle, we need to hear what was the interaction after that to say that he was going to agree to come to the Friday at 9 p.m. Did he talk to a manager or did he talk to Cass himself? Because do y'all feel like John looks mad enough about 6 figures potentially he's spending and he not get what he paid for it?
No, he's comfortable.
Up to last night.
No, I'm not gonna lie to you. This I'm on a different end of the spectrum than y'all as far as how long he knew.
Okay.
Now, what I won't tell y'all is y'all wrong. I think it's fair to at least hear y'all out. Y'all got some great points on why y'all feel that way. So 2 things could be right. Now, not necessarily in this case, but what I will say is, if he knew last night and he got on that camera, remember, he got on that camera with all the bullpen, and he said he better show up tomorrow, though. And they sitting there saying, get your pay-per-views, get your pay-per-views. Why y'all telling people that when y'all knew he wasn't coming?
Know what's going on, Froze. You know, Froze. I know, Froze. I know you gotta be. Y'all are actually battlers, so you guys gotta be preservative with your words. Guess what? Harlem Legend doesn't. This is a scam, bro. This is a scam, bro. I'm telling y'all what it is, man. It's a paying for the likeness thing. It's a
$20 better ways.
It's a scam, man. It's a scam, bro.
I'm gonna say this. We reached out, Rem Chrome, we reached out to Cass to try to get them back. The numbers that this nigga was talking about, we wasn't interested.
Exactly. So why not give him 25 and just say, do this? Put the card out, do a couple of interviews every now and then to make it look good. Come on, man. We know what the hell going on, man.
Harlem legend, Eazy the Block Captain, Rosenberg Raw, and BattleFactz. Y'all actually out of pocket for that live y'all did yesterday. I mean, y'all, I guess common sense ain't too common. Let's talk about it. Yo, what up, man? Chris, I'm out checking back in, man. Back with the blog, man. Make sure that like button, that subscribe button away, and I appreciate all the support, man. It is about 1 in the morning. Y'all will probably get this blog sometime tomorrow. I'm gonna try to just give y'all some insight on what's going on and make some sense of this. I put up a tweet asking, do y'all feel like John scammed the culture? Do y'all feel like this was something that he been knew what was going on and all this kind of stuff? I was putting that out there because I see a lot of rhetoric about John scammed the culture, or John and Cassidy scammed the culture, and they knew that they wasn't going to do the battle and they just wanted to do X, Y, and Z. Before I get into this, man, make sure you watch this video to the end, man. At the end of the video, I'm going to tell you the real reason I think Cassidy did not do this event. So we're going to talk about that at the end when I address this other stuff first. I'm going to recap the event. I watched the event, so I'll recap the event after this vlog. I'll talk about it a little bit later on Sunday. Now, we know that obviously Cassidy didn't do the event. He was supposed to battle. He said that he was sick. He didn't do the battle. There started to be a lot of talk, especially it started this morning with Eazy the Block Captain, Harlem legend, BattleFactz, and Rosenberg Raw. And what I didn't really like was they was basically trying to say that this was like some ploy for these niggas to scam the culture. And even though John was getting the majority of the blame, they were kind of using it as like they knew that the battle wasn't going to happen and they basically scammed people. And they were almost saying that maybe that John even paid Cassidy for his likeness to put on a flyer or whatever, and knew all along that he wasn't going to do the battle. For you to put something out like that, and for Eazy the Block Captain to not even really have any control over this live, you know what I'm saying, and put it out, make no sense. First of all, I know John isn't, you know, I'm not going to act like he hasn't had his issues. He's definitely had a lot of issues with bullpen, that things didn't go right and some stuff. Probably some stuff that's his fault. Probably some stuff that's beyond things that he should do. But To think that he would actually scam the culture makes no sense. And y'all let these goofball niggas come in the culture. Harlem legend, BattleFactz, goofball niggas come in the culture and create this rhetoric that doesn't make any sense. Because they don't know anything about behind the scenes. They don't know anything what's going on. They swear they plugged in bloggers, but they not cut from the same cloth as niggas that's been around, and they don't know what's going on. And they get stamped, caps and stamp these niggas and all this other crazy ass stuff. They come in this culture and they just start saying stupid stuff. And Eazy gonna sit up here, someone who's a league owner, and R.Raw is acting goofy too. He another goofy one. All these niggas sit up here and create this rhetoric, and nobody is checking none of this BS that's being said. And they're trying to say, well, John, this is his history. This is just, what he's done. Now, has he had issues in the past? Yes. There was a $25K that was supposed to be on the floor, and it was never on the floor between him and Eazy. And John has to eat some of that. Now, I do feel Eazy was the one that put it out there first.
But initially, it wasn't we betting 25K.
No. This was not a plan. This was not anything that we was on the phone discussing when we talked about doing the battle. Our deal was already negotiated before this came about. How this came about, I don't know. I woke up one day and I'm on Twitter and people saying 25,000 is on the line. I go looking and go find. He said that. And my thing was, all right, now I'm going to call your bluff. You got to stand on that. It's 25,000. You saying you got 25,000 up on this? This is what you putting out there? You got to stand on that.
That 25K on the floor, it came from Eazy's camp first. But John didn't shut it down. John still ran with it. And when there was no 25K on the floor and John was like, oh, I think I won the battle. Where's my money? He still has to eat it as part of promotion. That you said something to help promote a battle and it didn't happen. Now we got the battle, but we didn't get an actual judge battle. There was no judge battle, no 25K. But I don't know why Eazy talking. Eazy was the one that put it out there first. So let me just put that out there. There were artists that were supposed to battle on the West Coast for Mr. Fab event. Calico, some other people running it. I think they were complaining that they did not get flights. Now John said, well, it wasn't my event. I was just partnering with Mr. Fab. Mr. Fab was handling everything, and he was in charge of the flights. That may be true, but John, you still got to hold that also, because Bullpen is way more established than Mr. Fab is. So you got to hold that. Twerk has no Showjo event. Charlie Cliff has no Showjo event. BBL Hustle has no Showjo event. So you've had no shows that we didn't hear about until the last minute. So we don't know when you heard about it, but we didn't hear about it till the last minute. You have to own that as a league owner as well. You did a 1-round card where you didn't tell people that they were 1-round battles. You told them that you just threw a flyer out there with a card and you got grounded up for it. Now you came out and you apologized and all that, but there is too much going on for you to be able to actually scam the culture on pay-per-views. So this rhetoric that they're talking, it just doesn't make any sense. It just doesn't make any sense. So I'll tell you where I feel like John could have went wrong. But this right here is damn near impossible in today's culture. It's damn near impossible to do. First of all, let's just say he scammed the culture, okay? Let's just say he scammed the culture. He sold, let me just make a small number, 1,000 pay-per-views for Cassidy, but he knew Cassidy was never going to do the battle. And Cassidy's doing interviews like, yeah, I'm not even promoting, you know what I'm saying? I'm just going to show up to the battle and rap, and never plan on rapping.
But I'm super motivated. This going to be the best. If niggas ever heard me in this new battle rap form that they done, like, this going to be the best.
That does nothing for John. It hurts his brand. It's not good. Y'all on this interview, Harlem legend trying to act like, oh, John walked away with all this money. R.Raw walked away with all this money. All this kind of stuff these fools are talking as a possibility. You do not walk away with money when you have a situation like this. Behind the scenes, one of the big things that's going on that a lot of y'all do not know about is that there are a lot of refunds of pay-per-views, and those refunds directly affect Rap Grid. So Rap Grid controls the pay-per-views and things like that. So they're not in the business to be refunding pay-per-views. They sell pay-per-views. They don't refund them. So refunding pay-per-views mean that somebody didn't show up to a battle, somebody didn't show up to an event, a stream didn't work, and all this kind of stuff. That is a big deal. So big that they're actually considering leaving battle rap. Now I know these goofy ass bloggers don't know that because they're not fucking Chris Unbias and they're not plugged in. But behind the scenes, Rap Grid is considering getting the fuck out of battle rap. Why? Because there's too many messed up events. And when you have messed up events, people want refunds. So when people don't show and don't show and don't show and don't show, and there's so many events and this person don't show and that person don't show, you have to refund the money and it doesn't become worth the while of doing the situation. So them possibly leaving sometime down the road is on the table. So in order for John and Cassidy to scam the culture, you would have to sell pay-per-views, have this fugaziness going on with no promo. You have to have Cassidy stand in front of Hip Hop Is Real and act like he's going to have the best raps ever and he just focused on his raps.
But I'm super motivated. This going to be the best. The niggas ever heard me in this new battle rap form that they done, like this going to be the best.
When he know he ain't coming to the battle, only to have the battle not happen and people want their money back. So if you sell 500 pay-per-views and there's no Cassidy, you're probably going to get at least 100 people want their money back. Maybe even 200 people. Some people will just watch the other battles and just eat the L. Other people will watch the other battles damn near or half the event and still request a refund. Or people that just want their money back. Like, oh, I paid $50 for the event and there's no Cassidy.
I refunded a lot of tickets. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure anybody that wanted to refund for the pay-per-view, they got that or gonna get it.
In order to do this, bro, Rap Grid would damn near have to be in on it too. And bro, Rap Grid is not in on refunding things. There's an interview where John is saying he got to refund all the, he's done a lot of refunds already. So it's damn near impossible that you created a fake card and included Rap Grid in it because Rap Grid is on niggas' helmets right now about refunding. It's a big deal in this culture. Rap Grid does other things other than pay-per-view, but they're in the market of making money, bro. They're not in the market of refunding pay-per-views that they sold. So no, it's absolutely damn near impossible that even happened. And if you knew the climate of what's going on, because there's a lot of battles where people don't show and the refund rates have went up, which is why Rap Grid is damn near tired of battle rap. So you're not going to do this because Rap Grid is the only people we trust in battle rap. So you're not going to do all that to have this happen. And then at the end of the day, what would John gain from that situation? So no. I don't like the rhetoric, and that's why I wanted to do this blog. I hate stupid stuff that get put out there that doesn't make any sense. And niggas just be so boldly in situations. You don't have to say it, but I'm going to say it. Harlem Legend is the one that said, Harlem Legend is the one that's saying, John, shut the fuck up.
Dummy.
If you want to blame John for something, you can blame him for the raising of the pay-per-view. Now, we know that that's done a few different ways. Obviously, you can manually raise it. Another way that you can do it, and it's pretty popular as well, is you could tell Rap Grid, the pay-per-view is going to be $50, but on a day of the event, I want you to raise it to $65. And you could tell them ahead of time. So what happens is that you don't have to run around and be trying to raise it the day of, and you might forget or whatever. Rap Grid will automatically do it. So those are things that people do. So I'm going to try to give John the benefit of the doubt that it was probably manually raised by Rap Grid. They probably just did it because it was a day of the event, and that is what they normally do. Now, if you don't think that that's happened and you want to blame John, you can. You know what I'm saying? But it's a very good chance that that Rap Grid was the one that actually moved it to $65, just on the strength of it being the day of the event. So let me say that. But in fairness, the energy around this battle is so low. No promotion, no face-off, no anything. John as a league owner has to realize that it does not need to raise to $65 on a day of the event. Even if it was something you set up ahead of time, you got to realize right now the optics of raising a pay-per-view in the middle of a terrible run, a promotion, looks bad. And it also makes you look greedy. So those are things that you have to realize that he should have not only not raised the pay-per-view, he should have considered damn near lowering it, to keep it real with you. So the fact that it went up, he has to eat that. Whether Rap Grid did it automatically or whatever, he still has to eat that and own that. Now, I know he lowered the pay-per-view, and I do think he found out about the Cassidy sickness, you know, after the face-off didn't work out for him or whatever the day before the event. I think he went home. Knowledge said that he tried to call him and his phone was off and all this kind of stuff. So I do think when John told the world that Cassidy is canceling the battle, I think that was when he found out. I do think that was when he found out, based on the text messages and stuff like that. And Knowledge was saying his phone was off. So when Knowledge found out about it and tried to reach out to him, obviously John isn't going to know what's going on. But the raising of the pay-per-view from an optic standpoint, it just doesn't look good. And when you're a league owner, you got to realize what's going on, the way that the culture is looking at this event. And you got to realize I'm not in a position for the pay-per-view to go up. So I got to call Rap Grid. When that face-off is not doing well and it's the end of the night, I got to call Rap Grid. Yo, don't raise that pay-per-view tomorrow, because this ish is not looking good. So that's why I do feel like he has some fault in the situation. I hear people saying that John should have been more vocal. He doesn't seem that bothered. He doesn't seem that mad. If I lost $100,000 to Cassidy, or I lost all this money to Cassidy, I would be irate. You are in a catch-22 when you are a league owner, bro, and you have paid somebody a lot of money. Let's be real. Cassidy is the A side. So if you gave Cassidy a 5-figure deposit, whether it was 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, and he's not promoting and he's not doing this and he's not doing that, in your mind, you just want the battle at this point. You're like, yo, at least have the battle, because people didn't bought pay-per-views. People were rolling out. I didn't bought plane tickets for other people. I got so much stuff going on. If I can at least save the battle, I can do all this stuff on the back end. So unfortunately, you got to tuck your tail and shut up about how you really feel about somebody. I told y'all a story in another blog. I said that there was a company that owed me $500. So I did a run. They owe me $500. They haven't paid me, but I'm still being nice to them in the messages and the emails. Like, what's going on? I still need my money. I appreciate if you give me updates when they give me an update about it, because they're still communicating. But when they give me an update about it, I'm telling them thank you. I could be crazy, man. What the F my money at? I'm never doing another run for y'all. Matter of fact, I'm going to go on Google and give y'all some bad reviews. I could go crazy on these niggas, but I'd rather go crazy once I get my money. Right now, unfortunately, bro, when people got you by the balls in certain situations, sometimes you have to tuck your tail and you have to move smarter, not harder. You just have to move smarter in situations. So John isn't gonna want to do anything to just completely make Cassidy irate or mad or angry or do something spiteful. So he's like, let me at least try to save the battle. Let me let him know that even though he's not promoting, I don't like it, and I'm gonna try to let him know that he needs to promote, but I'm not gonna do anything super crazy. I'm not finna just be all in interviews, call him a bitch ass nigga and all this. I'm not going to go crazy, because I need the battle at the end of the day. I put too much into it. I got people flying in. I got deposits that went out to other artists, all kind of stuff. Sometimes when you're the league owner, you have to tuck your tail when you have already sent out money. Cassidy still got his deposit. You know what I'm saying? Even though Cassidy didn't do the battle, he still got his deposit. So even now he has to still play nice, because the nigga trying to get his deposit back. So these are things you got to think about. I'm going to tell you why I feel like this battle did not go down. This is an educated guess from just people I talk to behind the scenes and all kind of stuff. I kind of feel like this is a business problem. It's a business problem in my personal opinion of what I think is going on. I don't view Cassidy as this perfect business person. I know there's this thing that's being put out there like, oh, Cassidy is just so professional and anything he does, it never goes wrong and he never does this, he never does that. I don't necessarily agree with that. Cassidy remember after he battled Hitman Holla, he went down to the mansion and he tried to do this world battle rap contest. And he had all these teams picked out where Murder Mook was a team and T-Rex was a team and Eazy the Block Captain was a team and all that. And he was charging people $150 to be a part of this tournament. This was Cassidy.
Bringing everybody together, creating different opportunities. Got to ask, what's going on with the worldwide, what's your actual event and, you know, what you put on with the other guys?
Yeah, worldwide battle with the rappers.
Yeah, worldwide battle with the rappers.
It's up and running right now. Everybody could go to worldwidebattlewiththerappers.com right now and sign on, join your team. It's contestants entering right now. It's a beautiful look, and we got some more promo we gonna do. I don't think everybody confident in the tournament because it's new. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot going on, and we gotta let people know it's official. But it's real people behind it. It's real people involved. The whole culture is backing it because they know it's official. We had the press conference. You seen the people behind it. Everybody knows it's official. We even got like Sean John sponsors and things like that. So people gotta know that this is official tissue.
Hey, we is looking for the hottest rappers in the world. Y'all gotta sign up today. It's called the Worldwide Battle of the Rappers online contest. One winner, one is gonna walk away with $100,000. The money is already put up. It's just for y'all to come take it. It's $150 registration fee. And do the math on that. $150 to win $100,000.
Total bullshit.
And when the tournament never happened, there were people complaining that they spent their money and did not get it back. So I don't buy this Cassidy is just this saint thing that's going out. I don't buy that at all. But I also think you were going to pick up a crazy back end. You were supposed to pick up a crazy back end because people, when they give you the deposit, it's normally loaded on the back than it is on the front. So if you get, you know, a $50,000 thing, you might get $10,000 up front. The back end is 40 grand. So whatever his back end is, I'm gonna expect it's hard to turn down a Cassidy back end pause when you're supposed to be getting so much money. So it makes me think it was a business thing that just hasn't came out. Now Cassidy's gonna have to keep running with this flu thing. Like he can't get in on interview and be like, oh, I didn't really have the flu. He's gonna have to go with the flu story. So we may never hear the truth. But this is what I think could be possibly something that happened in this situation. Just follow me here. I kept telling you that John wasn't promoting the battle properly from a league owner standpoint. He's telling people Cassidy is trash. He's telling people his raps are trash. He's telling them he's not good. I'm going to 30 him. I'm going to make him never want to rap again. I'm going to make him admit a loss, everything. I only booked him for the business. I didn't book him because he's good. Okay, cool. That's the battle rapper talking. As a league owner, you have to boost up your product. And everybody does that. There, you know, if ARP was to book Rich Dollars right now, we ain't seen Rich Dollars in years. If he was to book Rich Dollars or bring Young Ill back like he did and all that, everybody's wondering how these guys are going to do X Factor, Young Ill, J Mills returning to battle rap, all this stuff. You got to stand in front of that camera and tell the world why you feel like this is going to be a great battle. You got to boost it up even more than what it is to try to sell the product. And that's what the league owner does. To me, John did not separate the battle rapper from the league owner because he was still downing the battle too much and making it all about business. And you don't do that. You'll never hear Smack, Chico, Beasley, ARP, or Organic ever tell you that they booked someone for the money or the views and that they don't like the way them niggas rap. They'll never say that publicly. Why is that important? Because Cassidy also didn't like the card from what I'm hearing. He didn't like the card. He didn't like a lot of stuff that was going on and all this kind of stuff. And if you look at the card, Bad News Clone, Reggie P, all that, Danny Myers, you got to bring up the card. The event wasn't that great last night. The Rock and Clone battle wasn't really all that. Bad News, you know, RIP to his father. It was a lot going on. The energy around the card wasn't good, and nobody promo other than John John. Literally nobody really went hard on the promo other than John John. If you Cassidy, I got to bring the card up as well. Why is that important? It is a strong possibility that Cassidy had a pay-per-view deal. That's what happens a lot of times. That's what Hitman was trying to do with Mook. A lot of leagues do that except URL. You saw Verb complaining like, oh, you know, people stole money from me streaming or whatever. I had a pay-per-view deal. A lot of pay-per-view deals happen in Battle Route to pay for some of the bigger battles. They say, okay, we'll give you 35% of the pay-per-view. So you go really, really hard on a promo to try to boost up the pay-per-view sales because you're supposed to be getting 35%. It's very possible that he had a pay-per-view deal, and I don't know his business, so I don't want to say this is fact. I don't want to say nothing. John John might do a tweet or something and be like, Chris has absolutely lost his mind, don't know what he's talking about. Or do I? He could have a pay-per-view deal, and if he has a pay-per-view deal, then that means that he could have looked around and said, these guys can't sell a pay-per-view well. These guys aren't promoting. Hell, I ain't promoting either as of right now. I got a league owner who's supposed to be boosting pay-per-view sales, but he's also downing the battle, which is hurting pay-per-view sales. So if I got my contract and I thought me and John John might be able to do 5,000 pay-per-views, so maybe I can make this amount of money on a battle, I'll do the battle. Now, you never know what the pay-per-views will sell, so this is just a guesstimation of how much you think you can do, right? Once you realize the energy isn't good, once you look up and realize you don't like the rest of the card, because I'm pretty sure John John booked Cassidy first, and then Cassidy found out about the rest of the card later, because that's what you do. You lock in the main event and everything else follows. And once he realized nobody else is promoing, he could have looked at this situation like, I'm not going to get the 5,000 pay-per-view sales because the league owner is also shitting on the card too, or shitting on the battle, not the card, shitting on the battle a little bit in terms of my performance, and I'm the main draw. So maybe instead of 5,000 pay-per-views, maybe I only get up 2,500. It's still money, but it ain't the money I thought I was going to get. And if it ain't the money I thought I was going to get, it may not be worth me putting my brand out there. That is a very good possibility of what could have happened in this situation. It may never come out. It may never hit the light of day. This is an educated guess. This is speculation, but that is what could have happened in this situation. Another small possibility that could have happened was when he didn't do the face-off, John John was kind of sitting there in the interview hinting as if he may take some legal action. Like stuff may happen, but he don't want to say what it is yet, but stuff may happen. Oh, it's in your contract. You got to reach your contract. It's in your contract. He could have been realizing like, yo, John John finna try to tax me on the back end. Could you imagine if Cassidy had showed up to do the battle and somehow John John, let's just say he was supposed to pick up $60,000 on the back end, and John John said, well, you didn't do your face off, so I'm taking 20,000 off of it, or 15,000. I'm taking 25% of the back end because you didn't do the face off. Cassidy would have lost his fucking mind. So maybe all of these things going, it still relates to business, but I feel like there's a business reason why he didn't do it. And it could be if he got a pay-per-view deal. Now, I'm not alleviating Cassidy from not doing grown man-ish. If you don't like what's going on with the card, you don't like the card, you don't like the John John promotion, you don't like the energy around the card, you don't like nothing, you don't like that people ain't promoting. Hell, they might not like that you ain't promoting. So you in the same boat as them niggas. Communication clears a lot of things. Communication clears a lot of things. You don't like that, what John John is talking early on. Yo, my nigga. Cut this shit out. We got a pay-per-view deal going on. Call Rex, call Tay-Rock, tell him, start doing some interviews. We got to boost this stuff up. There's things you can say to John to express what you don't like. And if you don't like it and it's not being fixed to your liking, you can back out way earlier. But he didn't. He still sat in an interview a week before the battle and said, "Yo, I mean, that best rounds ever. Like, you know, RIP to John. I don't even know why he took this battle." You still have a lot of responsibility. So I don't like the fact that John seems to be getting the brunt of this. You know what I'm saying? Do I feel like he did some things wrong that he could have done better? Yeah, but I don't feel like he set all this up to do no battle. And I feel like whatever Cassidy really felt, because like I said, how are people around the culture hearing things? How am I telling you he's not going to do a face-off? I was telling you he wasn't going to do a face-off before the face-off. How do I know he's not doing a face-off? Because he's obviously talking to people in the culture, but he's not actually telling John. Or John wouldn't be organizing a face-off. So at some point in time, he had to get the okay that there was a gun, that Cassidy was on board with doing a face-off to some degree. So communication solves a lot of things, man. And if Cassidy then checked out on this battle or decided he didn't want to do this battle, don't drag it on and just let it be a sinking ship. You could have possibly fixed it. You could have changed it. You could adjust it. You could have pushed the battle back and added more this and added more that, or changed this or changed that. You don't just no-show. You don't just not talk. You don't just come up with some flu sickness and not talk to people. And if you look at the text messages from John, all the stuff was like simple answers. You know what I'm saying? Face off on Friday. Reply back, okay. Like, that's all you got to say. Like what time? Where's the address? You know what I'm saying? Like what we doing? We doing everybody face off? We just doing my face off? These are all these one word answers. It's just it's everything is saying, I don't want to have anything to do with it, without being man enough to say, my nigga, I don't want to have anything to do with it. That's where I feel like we are. Y'all let me know y'all thoughts. Chris Unbias. Holla at your boy.
G2 is the third master. 14 14